Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Crown Euro Cars in St. Petersburg, Florida, and guess what? We have an all-new, totally redesigned 2020 model. This is the new Mercedes Benz 2020. It's that GLC 300. So let's talk a little bit about what's going on in the car industry. Unless you've been living under a rock or some weird cave in Antarctica, you would know that the car industry has changed and there's a lot of people moving towards CUVs. CUVs, SUVs, compact CUVs, compact SUVs, supersize, everything in between. What Mercedes-Benz has done to their lineup has integrated some of those models that they know people are going to want. Now, the GLC 300 first appeared all the way back in 2015, and this is the first time that it's been majorly redesigned for 2020. It made its debut this year at the Geneva Auto Show, and a lot of people talking about it, a lot of people falling in love with it. Let's go ahead, dive into this all-new GLC 300. Right off the bat, you can see the direction that we're going with the styling in the headlight housing, full LED. I'm really digging what Mercedes-Benz is doing with their daytime running lamps. They're doing a split setup, trying to separate the car as it's driving down the road during the daytime, hence the name daytime running lamp or running light. But nice LED. I like the blacked out housing in there with some chrome treatment because that's going to help integrate it to make a cohesive connection with the grille. Now, you'll notice the whole difference going on the front end of the business. Now, this lower portion I'm going to zonk. I don't know why they put this little design here to make this look like a vent, but the good news is guess what? It is a functional air curtain. So we'll call that a half a zonk. Just make it smooth. There's no reason to make it look like a fake grille. As we come across the front, I like what's going on. They kind of squeezed it together a little bit to give it a more sleek look. That massive Mercedes-Benz logo. This one has the optional lighting that at night lights up. Nice touch. Chrome finish, and then you can see that chrome diamond studded grille. That's what's going to help attach it to that headlight design with the chrome there. Everything else very slim and very trim, and you can see the amount of ground clearance that you have from the front end of the vehicle. Now, when we get up onto the hood, simplicity, and I'm okay with that. Nice, gentle lines in the center section, kind of fade away towards that windshield. I really think one of my favorite parts is how, with the Mercedes-Benz logo, they went black and silver instead of the blue and silver. I think, especially on a black Mercedes, which I think we'd all agree, probably the two top colors for a Benz, black and silver, especially black, very stunning. Now, as we come around the bend, you can see that air curtain I was telling you about that is functional. They brought a little bit of the flat black. I don't know how I'm feeling about this. It kind of cheapens it a little bit. So you know what? I'm gonna zonk this flat black section. I'm sure their reasoning is that it makes it look more rugged. Are people really going off-road with their GLC 300? Maybe, but I wish that was just all black wheels. Now this is a thing of beauty. This is a 20-inch wheel. This is the AMG branded wheel, machine finish, that nice Mercedes-Benz logo. And you can see, even though this isn't an AMG vehicle, you do get a wonderful sized caliper, cross-drilled and fully ventilated rotors. And you can see the suspension, that upper control arm there, and everything tying in behind the wheel and tire assembly. Now, going into the fender, everything's smooth. I'm glad they didn't put any fake vents, no trim or anything like that. Going down the side, they brought the black onto the mirrors, nice LED turn lights built in, and I think that it was very smart to go blacked out around the window frame, especially on this same color Mercedes-Benz GLC 300. A little bit of chrome kind of sprinkled onto the door handles, and then as we drop our way down, you can see a very aggressive body line, gives it a nice distinct personality, and you have that flat black down here, which I think is gonna take a nicer beating than if it was painted, but I just feel like if it was all black, it kind of just blend in a little bit better. Flat black on the roof rails. As we come back, digging the quarter window shape. It's got a nice size to it and very nice sharp angle that it comes to. And then out back, I think they did a really great job. Very, very attractive. These, and I don't say that very often when it comes to taillights. These are very attractive taillights. I like the full LED design. I like what's going on inside the housing. That GLC, now when you see this, I remember when I was a young boy, when I was a wee lad, I used to get confused by this. I was like, 4MATIC, what is that? Is that an automatic? Does it have an automatic transmission? No. 4MATIC means that this has Mercedes-Benz patented all-wheel drive system. That's their designation. As we drop down, let's do the test. It's the new test, thanks to Mercedes and some of the other brands. Is the exhaust real? I thought for a second, if you notice, we were going in and then it's like hitting a dead end on a road somewhere. But fake exhaust, why? They look actually pretty decent. Make them functional. Stop dumping it out the bottom, or just not even have it there. But very aggressive for 2020. Look at this diffuser on the back. Very aggressive diffuser and clean look. I just wish these were functional. 1, 2, they're fake. They're fake. But let's go ahead, pop the hood, and see what's powering this GLC 300. All right, guys, we have the hood popped. All new hood on the all new redesigned 2020 GLC 300. What are you looking at underneath all that plastic? Let me tell you, that's a 2-liter inline-4 turbocharged engine, 255 horsepower, 273 pound-feet of torque. Now, if you're complaining about it being an inline-4, the great news is this thing has 14 more horsepower than the outgoing 2019 model. And of course, there is that straight-6 hybrid setup that you can get with it. All the power is channeled through a 9-speed automatic transmission going to, like I pointed out earlier, that all-wheel drive system. The GLC 300 weighs in around 3,900 pounds. It's quite peppy, 0 to 60 in about 5.9 seconds, quarter mile in 14.6, a top speed of 130 miles an hour. And if you're wondering about MPGs, 22 in the city and 27 on the highway. Is it an attractive engine compartment? Not really. At least they put a nice chrome Mercedes Benz logo there, but really how many people with their GLC 300 are gonna be popping the hood? But why don't we go ahead and hear what does that fake exhaust sound like? All right, guys, we're inside the 2020 GLC 300. I know you're probably getting to that point where you're scratching your head and you're saying, well, how much is that? This GLC 300, the way that it's optioned with those 20-inch AMG wheels and some of the other things we're going to show you, you're looking around MSRP $53,000. That's with the all-wheel drive. Let's see what you get. Now, door panels, I think Mercedes Benz is doing some of the best in the business. I love the brushed aluminum look. I love the nice leather on the armrest, the angular side stitching that's going on the back portion of the door, and the contrast stitching on the actual armrest itself. I just wish that that stitching on that angle pieces, those angle pieces would be the contrast stitching as well. But everything is nicely done, and I like the way that they have the seat controls right on the door. As you notice, heated seats, but guess what? There's a fake panel there. It's non-ventilated seats, and in a $53,000 car, that's a travesty. I do like the material on the dash, a little bit more of that brushed aluminum. Another thing that Mercedes-Benz just like, you know when somebody back in high school would just lob the baseball to you and you just knocked it right out of the park? They knock out of the park their AC vents. I love the style. It has a nice aeronautical look to it, very nicely done. We have our over 10-inch touchscreen display. I like the way that it's positioned because you know what? It's at a good angle to see, it's at a good angle to touch, but it's not too high to where it's really gonna be annoying in your face and whatnot. But you can see very nice with the swipe features and all that great stuff. You could go into settings, get into all of what your GLC 300 is all about. Those are those beautiful AC vents. I love the black wood trim. I think this is a nice touch over gloss black. Very, very cool looking AC vents. See what I did there? Cool temperature, pun intended. AC vents, nicely done with the toggle switches. Here's some other easy to get to controls for your radio, your navigation, which is real easy because you just do that one button touch. And then you have nice wood grain, good looking cover, 2 cup holders with a 12 volt, very nicely placed. You could put your key fob in here. And if you're talking about key fob, here is our Mercedes-Benz key fob. It's tasteful. I just wish they would take this part, the Mercedes logo, and put it on the back. Why they have it on the front? I don't know, but how about both? $53,000. More of that nice wood grain. You have the ability to get into your different functions here by sliding your finger across. It's very, very fast reacting. You want to get back to home, you're there, you go back, but you could easily, and it's got a nice haptic touch sense to it every time you make a selection. Really nicely done. Volume control, you got your different dynamic modes. Now I'm going to have Tom come back to that over 10-inch screen and show you that we do have different modes. You have individual, where you can individually set everything up for yourself. Sport Plus, look at that. That road is like laser beam fires. You have Sport, everything's a little calmed down, and then Comfort, nice, easy going. Very nice to have touches like that to tailor the drive. Perfect for whatever you want to experience. Really like the trim on the side. More of that brushed aluminum, bombs away, bomb bay doors open, felt lining. So whatever you put in here, you can put your gold iPhone, it's not gonna get scratched. Couple USBs, very nicely done. And then these seats look great. I love the texture of them. I just wish they were ventilated. They have some nice bolstering. They're very, very supportive, and they look good at the end of the day. Just my only zonk, $53,000. I need some ventilated seats. And then this one's optioned with the very, very large panoramic sunroof. Gonna let the sun rays come in and just brighten up this interior, because the issue is there's a lot of dark material. But why don't you get on over to the business end? I wanna show you what's going on behind the wheel of this GLC 300. All right, guys, business end, behind the wheel of this GLC 300. You can see down low, you have these nice aluminum sill panels that have the Mercedes Benz logo that lights up. I wish it was nighttime, because I would love to show you how you could change the ambient lighting in here. If you need a little bit of meditation, they have mood lighting for that. All you need is your mood ring and that setting, and you're good to go. Namaste. But I'm 6 feet tall, plenty of headroom, feel really good. Steering wheel. This is another thing that Mercedes-Benz hits the nail on the head every single time. I love the thickness, the shape, the design. It's not even an AMG wheel. You have that iconic logo staring you smack dab in the center. Brushed looking aluminum, very nice touch. And then you have paddles. Now the paddles are not the largest, but these will allow you to shift up and down that 9-speed automatic transmission. They're not metal either, which is, to me, I would like to have metal paddles. The car keeps trying to talk to me, but this one also has the TFT display for the driver. So you have your speedometer, you have your tachometer. One of my favorite things is that by using the controls on the steering wheel, I could show you different setups on that. So you could go into progressive. If you're a progressive kind of mood, it gives you the gauges. You go to sport, you're feeling kind of sporty, there you go. So very, very nice setup to have those extra little touches to tailor the drive of the GLC 300 to whatever you want. Now, shifting comes from a column mounted shifter. It reminds me back to driving my mom's station wagon. She had an 88 Buick estate wagon, but that's how Mercedes does it to get it out of the way. Other than that, the only thing that's kind of annoying me is this My Mercedes that keeps talking to me every time I say something to you guys. But let's check out where your passengers are gonna be spending time and if they're gonna enjoy this GLC 300. All right, guys, backseat time in the new GLC 300. Now, I was a little worried because sitting up front, I did feel a little cramped, not a ton of room, but back here in this back row, lots of room, which is nice. I'm 6 feet tall, even with the panoramic sunroof, I got plenty of headroom. Didn't even move the seats. This seat is way back, and I still have a good amount of leg room. You got those tasteful AC vents just like up front. I don't know if you can hear the click. Very nicely done by Mercedes. Now, before you get ready with your own zonk and say, hey, there's no connectivity, Mercedes-Benz has you covered. You open this up, you got a nice home power source and a 12 volt. I guess we could be really picky and do a picky zonk and say there's no actual USB. Why should I have to go buy an adapter after spending $50-something thousand on this car? But close that up, it's out of the way. Seats are great, same great style. You have an armrest. It's a little on the harder side, but the reason why is that there's a lid here and you have felt lining. This is a place where they could have put a USB, but they did not. Cup holders, 1, 2, buckle your shoe, 3, 4, close them up. There's the door, right back. The one thing that really caught us by surprise is you could adjust the back of the seat, but the problem is you have to actually not have somebody sitting in the seat to do it. You would need to go around from the back, push the seat down, and then there's a lever that you lift, a metal bracket to move the seat up. But this is the normal setting, kind of lean back a little bit, which is got a good amount of space. But let's check out that cargo area and see what can you fit in the back of a GLC 300. All right, guys, time to check out the cargo area in the GLC 300. It's a nice one touch, comes up very quickly, and as you'll see, there's actually a good amount of space. Now, to get those seats to do the 60-40 split, you'll notice that there's some silver pull buttons here. So you can actually pull that, and look at that, folds nice and flat. You got a cargo net over there, a 12 volt. Here's our other side, goes down flat. And here's one thing I want to show you. I actually pulled this up to show that this is what you lock into place if you want to put the seat back and have it a little bit more far forward than the other side. Or let's say you need to put a larger object in here, but you still have rear passengers. Now you have both sides locked in, and that's gonna free up just a little bit more room in this back portion and allow your passengers to still be able to sit in there and have a somewhat comfortable ride. But why don't we get to the best part? Why don't we take this new GLC 300 for a spin? All right, guys, we're in the 2020 GLC 300. I'll tell you one thing that I like off the bat is the visibility out the windshield. You know, you get a little bit of the hood, but then it curves down and everything is clear as can be. Back glass is perfect. The side mirrors are a little on the smaller side, but they're livable. But everywhere else, it feels really good in here. I'm just feeling a little cramped. I feel like this center console area is a little wide and a little too high. I mean, for me, I think I would be happy driving it overall, but I think for maybe other people, they might feel a little claustrophobic on this side. It's a little bit better for the passenger because of how far forward the dash is. But very, very smooth. Remember, you're dealing with more horsepower than last year's model, so that's always a good thing. And steering wheel, great. Seats are wonderful. I mean, they are allowing your pressure points to take a break to where you're not in pain. That's the wonderful thing about it. The one thing, though, that we're going to zonk it again. We're going to keep zonking it all throughout this whole review. No ventilated seats. At over $50,000, my Mercedes has to have ventilated seats at that price point. All right, guys, driving down in the GLC 300, very, very nice ride. I am enjoying that. You do have the different modes, of course. Right now I'm in Sport. You can go into Sport Plus. That's going to change some of the characteristics of how the car operates, the suspension, the shifting, and all that good stuff. But that 9-speed shifts really, really well. Let's see how she handles. I'm going to get on the throttle, drops down, on the brakes, into this right-hand bend here, back on throttle. Very, very smooth. 255 horsepower. We got that 4MATIC gripping us to the asphalt. Not too bad. Would I love to have more horsepower? Sure. But that 4MATIC, it's doing a good job, and I know with the extra horsepower as well, it would do a great job. My Mercedes Benz gets a little old after a while, especially when you're not trying to talk to it. That would be a zonk for me. But other than that, I'm actually enjoying driving this GLC 300. I think probably one of the best parts is, you know, being in a Mercedes Benz is you get that really nice style, and I do like the wood grain that they put. That flat black stain on it really makes it look elegant, but it doesn't really have glare to it, and it's something that's appealing to look at, which is really nice as well. I think the thickness of the steering wheel is spot on, and all the placement of the buttons, like especially the seating controls, having them up on the door panel is ingenious, and I'm surprised there isn't more manufacturers that do that. Even though I'm in Sport Plus mode, it's very, very smooth over the bumps. Of course, you're not hearing any rattles or anything like that, as you should expect to not hear in a Mercedes Benz at this price point. But definitely, I think for somebody who wants a little bit more sporty looking SUV, CUV, and something that has that Mercedes Benz name that they want and the styling that they desire, I think that this could be a great option for people that are looking for that type of segment.
What can I do for you?
I don't know if you heard that my Mercedes, she asked me what she can do. Give me the winning lotto numbers. Can you give me that? Winning lotto numbers, my Mercedes? But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. I will see you back at Crown Eurocars in a split second. All right, guys, it's been a wonderful time here at Crown Eurocars with this all-new 2020 Mercedes-Benz GLC 300. Do they have a home run on their hands? We'll wait and see as these are now hitting the dealerships. But I definitely got to thank Bianca and everybody else here at Crown Eurocars. So accommodating and such big fans of Rady's rides. If you would like to keep seeing stuff like this on the channel, leave a comment in the comment section. If you are new and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Radies Rise family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description. Takes you right to Spreadshirt. Get yourself some Radies Rise merch. We have new polo shirts. Got to give it up to actually an ex-polo champion, Tom Moschner, Big Guns McGee. That's really where he started getting the bigger arms, and now he's powerlifting. So wish him luck for his next competition, and just like always, I'll see you on the next ride.